Barcelona City FM 107.3.
Good afternoon. I'm Jim Kent, and I've got Anna Rosa next to me.
Hello, hello.
We're from Barcelona City FM, and we're very excited we're here with Gala.
Woo! It's me indeed.
Now, we're getting warmed up tonight for the big Love the 90s concert here, when there's some of the very biggest 90s names you're going to find anywhere on the planet, and they're right here in Barcelona tonight. Now, Gala, hello, welcome.
Thank you.
Do you know Barcelona well? Do you come here sometimes?
Not well, but I have been coming to Spain since I am 1 year old.
Since 1 year old?
Yeah, so I'm here every summer, and the Baleares, Ibiza, when Ibiza used to be beautiful.
Yeah.
And hippie, and not full of clubgoers. It was more hippie. I liked it at the time. People think I go to the clubs in Ibiza. Instead, I go to smaller islands, hidden, naked on the beach.
Do we find naked at a yoga retreat?
No,
maybe?
no yoga.
No yoga.
No yoga.
Hey, so where do you live normally nowadays?
I live in New York since 25 years.
Oh my goodness! What a big change. You don't miss Europe at all, then?
I miss Europe a lot, mainly right now, thanks to Donald Trump.
Indeed. Yeah, he's turned the world upside down, and not in a good way.
He's destroyed it.
Oh dear. Hey, can we just talk?
Now, when I go back to New York at the airport, I'm gonna be.
They're gonna stop you, right?
Yeah, they think you look suspiciously.
After they see this interview, I'll probably get.
Hey, so when we look back in the day, 25 years ago, what are your good memories of that period of your life?
I have to concentrate to find good memories because it was a difficult time. Because I was very much by myself. I had no manager, I had a very good manager in England, of course. He was based in England. He was actually American, but based in England. There was Steve Fargnoli, who was Prince's manager.
Wow.
But he came after the success. I had big success, and the contracts were already signed. Bad contracts, the worst contracts you can imagine. And so it was a difficult time because I was exposed so young to such big success with no help from anybody, and with a label that was not for me but against me, or at the time I wrote all of my songs, all of the album, 100%, the melody and the lyrics, and of course I wasn't recognized as such. So I'm not, most acts in the 90s, mainly in dance music, they are singers of songs written by others, as now it happened from Rihanna to Beyonce. People are writing the songs and singers are singing. I wrote all of my material, so I was a songwriter, if you think about it, which is very different from many 90s acts. They're not songwriter with a guitar, writing the songs. And I didn't know what publishing was. I thought, I have an artist deal, that's enough, I'm an artist. So I didn't realize that. And then when Steve came, he was Prince's manager, he produced Purple Rain, and he was an amazing man. He helped me understand that those contracts were really bad, and they're still the same contracts after 20 years.
Oh my gosh.
So it's not a great memories in that sense, but of course the good memory is to know that when you're young, this is the time for you to understand, to have validation, right? When in your 20s you want to be validated by the world, so writing songs and see such reaction from people, of course, was an immense validation. So that's beautiful. I try to remember that element, but of course if I had the ability to invest money that I made from what I created, I could have today made more music and be able to reinvest in my own music, which instead was very, very difficult.
Okay. I mean,
that is something that the audience never think about, but is fundamental.
And with Freed From Desire, was that a purposeful dance track? Because I've heard you say that it's actually a Buddhist chant.
It's taken from a Buddhist prayer that I was in my aunt's house, and I opened this book. She used to go to India and travel, and she was very spiritual. She just died this year, unfortunately, of Alzheimer, which is horrible. I send a big kiss to anyone who has Alzheimer, their family. I love you, I understand you. And she had a beautiful book of Buddhist prayers, and I opened and I saw Freed From Desire, and I was like, I need to write a song about this. And because I was living a particular experience in New York, with this whole African community of people coming from Senegal. They were living in many people in a house and were eating on the floor, and they were having fun and playing drums and music, and they had very little, and they were always in a good mood.
Yeah.
And then I had my other friends from uptown always complaining that the house was not big enough in the Hamptons, and they're like, wow, that is so unnecessary to be so attached to a bigger house, a bigger car, more beautiful girlfriend, or
sure.
And so I wanted to talk about that in a very short pop song.
But it was
which
so
is very
successful. I mean, Freed from Desire is one of the anthems that really stands out. I mean, both for Jim and myself as well, right, Jim?
It is. It is. Absolutely.
It was so raw. When I listen to it now I'm working with like very good mixer in
Well,
New
you've got your own
York
record label now, Matriarch Records,
yes,
for sure. Which congratulations as well. I know that you wanted just to run the show yourself.
Yes.
Good woman, congrats.
Yeah.
Now, because the general public, many of them associate you with dance music, interesting to know, what makes you boogie? What do you enjoy getting down on the dance floor?
I was now asked by a guy from the Middle East to put together a collection of the top 100 best album vinyl.
Wow.
And by doing this search, it was shocking to see what I really like. And I looked, and they were all women or black artists.
Yeah.
I'm like, women, black on women, black. I was like, wow. Besides the Beatles.
That's beautiful.
For sure.
The Beatles, in the 100 collection of vinyls, I put 13 records, all of the Beatles records, because there is not one album by the Beatles that is not excellent, and is the only band, even if you don't like them, it's not your style, it's not your genre, you prefer the Rolling Stones, I don't care, you prefer punk, I love punk, but it doesn't matter. There is not one other band, and I've listened to every vinyl out there from the 50s to now that has consistently 13 or 12, or I don't know exactly, I think 13. I was so ridiculously consistent and amazing.
Wow.
So it's my favorite band.
Wow.
My favorite band.
I mean, from what you said earlier on, it sounds like, is it fair to say that you are a woman who's kind of searching?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Are you still searching now?
Oh yeah, I people have no idea of what I do because it's not on Instagram, Twitter, it's not on all this stuff. So for example, this year I did 2 tracks for an Italian movie that talks about a transgender in the 40s, a very surreal movie like between Almodovar but Hitchcock visuals, an amazing movie, but very alternative, indie, whatever, with a famous actor, Filippo Timi, in Italy is a well-known actor, and an amazing crew, because the scenography guy did Gangs of New York of Scorsese. The clothes are made by Prada. So it's an amazing group of people. The DOP did Au revoir les enfants de Louis Malle, like very good people, but very independent project. And I did 2 tracks for them, so they gave me a budget. With the budget, thanks to the budget in New York, you can do something. I hire amazing mixing, mastering, producer, new musician. The producer that was working for me is 25 years old, so they're very young, and so I have good new energy from Brooklyn, younger kids, but then a very experienced mixer, a mix of ages. I don't care about that, it's so I'm doing these things, but they're not online. So that's a bit, so I'm thinking now to create maybe a different name and do other projects on a different name, but it's a lot of work online to have 2 billion social medias.
Oh God, Gala, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, and break a leg tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah, we will be there jumping up and down with you. There's quite a lot of other 90s acts. Any particular that you're looking for? Will you be jumping up and down to?
I honestly do not know very well. I do my own, not to out to actually. I really, when I grew up, because people think we're all from the same time, but if you think about it, Snap, Rhythm is a Dancer, which is a song I used to love when I was a kid, and I've Got the Power. Those 2 songs I grew up with. People think, oh, you're from the same time. No, I was 16, or I was an adolescent. And then when I grew up, at the end, like my album came out in 98, and at that age, when you're an adolescent, 5 years make you're an adult or you're a kid. So those songs I grew up listening to that.
Well, you know what? I can introduce you to a great woman. You have to do this show at the right time when Wakefield comes to do it. But no, thank you so much. So it's wonderful, and have a fabulous night tonight.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Barcelona City FM 107.3.